Hey guys, a warm welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are on the 308 project and we are finally going to start to get this one back on track, which means welding in some new framework at the back of the car. So get yourself a nice cup of coffee, sit back, enjoy the show, run VT. Let's take a look in the back and I'll show you what we've done in between videos. All the rust is now cut out. It's ready to go. We've got a little bit of surface rust here, but that is just where the car has sat overnight. Now, if you remember, the major problem here was a big hole in this rear frame. So we've got this replacement full bar. That's just sat in place. It's ready to go. Then if you look over here, all of this side is solid. We're all good there. But if you then take a look over this side, we had a little bit of rust in this kind of bar section here. Wasn't going to take any chances on that one. So we're going to weld a new piece in there. Same in here. I'm going to just grind that back a little bit more. We've got a piece to cut in to go into there. And then this bar down here, again, a small bit of rust at the bottom. Taking no chances. So we've got a new one of those to be welded in place. And finally, this section here, there's a big hole underneath. So we again have got another section to cut into there, rectify that, get rid of all the nasty rust. In order to do that, we need some welding equipment. So let's jump inside and get that sorted. In the background, I've been doing a lot of research, and this company Stahlwerk consistently come out on top. Their products always get fantastic reviews, and check this out, 7 years warranty on welders and plasma cutters. So we are going to jump on here. I'm going to order up a MIG, but I'm also going to check out what other products, what other goodies they have online. And I'm sure we'll add a few more to the shopping cart over there, get them shipped over, and then we will see exactly what we can do to get this 308 project back on track. And there you go, super fast delivery for all of the kit that we ordered from Stahlwerk. I'm now going to give you a little tour of all of the bits that we've got here. What I've done is I've basically future-proofed a few of the projects that we are working on. So we've got the MIG for the current problem on the Ferrari 308 to rectify all of that rust on there. We have got a TIG with a plasma cutter. Now the plasma cutter is going to come in perfectly with my Porsche project, where we've got a lot more rust on that needs to be rectified. And we got a few other bits. So let's have a quick dive in, then we're going to set up, and then we're going to start using it on the car. Let's start off by running through all the accessories I've ordered up for both bits of kit. Now, when I'm researching a product, one thing I always love to do is have a look what else is on offer. And you often find there are little products that you never knew existed. For example, this magnetized wristband. Now, I've got one on. I ordered up two. Really, really handy. Let's say you're working on a product, on a car, and you're always losing little things. We've got a washer, screw, we've got a little Torx bit there. Keep those on your wrist. I'm always losing car keys. So if I'm doing a little job, there we go, Ferrari 308 keys on there. So this is my new favorite little product. We've also got some magnets here. These are brilliant. This is my new panel to go on the 308. So when we're gonna start welding that in place, we are gonna clamp that onto the framework of the car, holds it all in there, and then we're going to start welding. So fantastic. We got a few different sizes of those. We have an array of spare tips for both of the welders there. We have got some magnetized little cups here. Again, really handy when you're working on a car. You just put that down, it magnetizes to the frame. And then finally, one of the most important things, we have some Stahlwerk cups for my coffee. Cheers. What do you think, guys? Does it suit me? I kind of feel like Darth Vader with this on. Anyway, let's crack on. Let's get this MIG set up. Let's get it put to some good use, fixing up that Ferrari project. The plasma cutter, the TIG, we're going to be using on other projects today. We're going to be using the MIG. So let's get it out of the box. Let's get it put to some good use. What do you think of this? Is it a welder or is it modern art for us car guys? This would look so good in my old garage. Let's open up the side. Now we're going to put our spool here of wire. Okay, so our wire is all fed in. Let's power it up. Then we've got this little button here. And if we press that, it should feed some wire. There it is. Perfect. Right, so that is all set up. We're going to put our negative lead on here. Just that one there. That is good. Gas-wise, I've made a slight modification for my needs currently on the welder. I've got a hobby-sized bottle here with an adapter. This is obviously a professional bit of kit and can take the industrial size gas bottles, and I'll be upgrading to those later on. But for now, this is perfect. So we've got our conversion little adapter there, and then we simply push fit that in there, and it's good to go. So I'm going to secure this up, and then the welder is all set up, very easy to do that, and we can now just have a little practice with it, get it all set up, do all the adjustments, and then we're on to the 308. I'm just testing out this product, Rustico. It was Mark who had the 308 with the similar kind of rust issue in this area who recommended it to me. I'm brushing it on, mainly on the parts that I've ground back and exposed now, just to see how good it is on that metal. We are down to the last few bits of cutting out and making good here really. So all of the front framework here has been cut out, just test fitting the replacement part here, which is good. I'm really happy about that. All of this side, all the panel there, the rusty old panel, that's cut out now. I'm just doing the last few bits here. You can see on this side it's quite a tricky job, and I've saved the best till last. You have to come in through here, all around here, and cut out the old panel like this. This side, obviously I've got quite a lot of stuff in the way, so we've got to get all that out. I'll get the wheel off, get a bit more access, get behind there, cut that last bit out, cut this bit out. One thing I've had to do, this part here lips underneath the box here, and the only way we could get it was we had to cut here the exhaust mounting point, the bracket here, which is not actually a bad thing because I needed to cut it anyway. The Euro mounting points for the Euro box, I don't know if I mentioned it in a previous video, but the box sits a bit further and the mounting points are actually in a different position on the frame. So what we're going to do is going to look at the grey car, we're going to measure up, check out the mounting points on there, and then copy that. Today is all about cutting up Ferraris. Job done. My next job is to cut a section to go into this bit here. To do that, I'm going to be using some cardboard, my trusty pink Sharpie, some scissors. We're going to make a template. Then with my other bit of tubing, we're going to cut a piece and weld that in first. Then we're going to build forwards. We're going to do that one first, then this one, then this piece. And once all that area is all fixed up, then I'm going to cut this bar out down here just to retain the rigidity of all the framework. It's about right. And then we're just going to cut it a little bit oversized and just trim it down. And there we go, simple as that. I'm just going to clean up that last little bit there, and yeah, I think if I just clean that corner off there, my new little piece, I'm just going to manipulate it slightly and it should all fit in place. Okay, that's the final piece. I'll show you, it just goes in there perfectly. So let's grab that welder and start getting this fixed up. Obviously with the 308 on the driveway, I'm going to need to weld outside. I could move the car, but there's so much hassle involved in doing that. And it's a very nice day here in the UK. It's 32 degrees. There's hardly any wind at all, slight little bit of breeze. So I've got my spare bit of framework here. We're going to set the welder up on this same bit of metal that we're going to be using on the car. This is effectively spare now. I've cut everything off here I need. So we're just going to do a little bit of welding on the end here, and then we're going to move over to the car. Let's jump to it. The practice run on our spare bit of metal went really well, so happy with that. We're going to move on to the car now. So I'm just setting up here. I've taken the wheel off on this side, so I've got nice access here. We're going to try not to have a number 27 mishap. So we've got the wheel under here just in case the jack happens to slip. And I'm going to put an axle stand under as well, just to be 100% sure. Okay, happy with that, just a little bit more cleanup to do, and then we're on to the next bit. Next thing we need to do is just trim this down to size, and to do that, we're going to use this. I've managed to cut this down to size. It all fits really nice and snug, so we're just going to weld that bit in place, and then it's the frame. I really am enjoying this welder. It's a great bit of kit. I had to hardly do any adjustments to it, and I am by no means any kind of expert. And for me to get this right is really saying something, how good this is. The Ferrari 308 is the perfect car to weld. That's because it comes with its own inbuilt welding torch holder. Anyway, it is going very well here. All the framework is in place. All of this is done. The bar is in here now. Final bit on the framework is to chop a section out here, put our new bit in, then that's done, and then we just need to tack weld in all the other panels. Righty, the time has come to chop our rusty section out here. Final bit of framework to do. I'm gonna come as far as possible this way. I've got a little join there, so I'm just gonna cut in front of there. It gives me a few centimeters, and then same again on that side, and we should be into good metal. So we cut about that much out. Now, to make my life easier, I'm just going to cut a straight square section out of here, not at an angle. I could cut across this way, but I've got no rust down here, so there's no need to do it. So we're just going to cut that square or that rectangular section out. What's this? Oh, that's warm. My new bit of framework is now all welded in place. I'm quite happy with my my weld there, considering I've literally done 8 weeks of night school welding, and the only other car that I've welded is that little side step there. So not too bad. Definitely very, very good. A trusty bit of kit, that. Really happy with it. So that's all done. I am now going to just test fit these panels. Now, I've already done it once. I'm going to just put this one in place. I'm going to show you. We have a slight problem here. That's the main floor panel, plus those side panels. I'm just offering them up just to see if they fit. Now, Ferrari's panel fitment is not brilliant. First of all, I've already trimmed a bit out of this. It should sit nicely around this frame, and it's not fitting. It wouldn't go through there. Done that. Then I've realized a second problem. You come down here, and if you look here, this is hitting this bit of framework. So it looks like that needs to be chopped out. Same on the other side, exactly the same's happening. But what I'm going to do, the good thing about doing a video on these things, I'm just going to go back and look at my old video and the footage, just to make sure it's not me being silly here and trying to fit this upside down or something, or the wrong way around. So I'm just going to go and check that before I cut anything out of this. Okay, it wasn't Ferrari, it was me, as I kind of expected. So that actually almost fits in place now. However, it does need to be adjusted around here, so I'm going to need a little bit more cut out to get that to push right in. So they're not exactly perfect. Anyway, we're nearly there. Part of the process is just thinking one step ahead. So I've welded in the end panel here, but what I've had to do is etch prime the area, because as I add in the next panel, this one here is just test fitting. This is the bit that Rue made for me. But if I weld that in place, I've got very limited access to the framework. For example, the underside of here, all the intricate areas in here, which means that it's going to be left exposed. So etch primed it. We're going to add the other bits in just to make sure everything is sealed up and we're not going to get any future rust. Here is where we're at with this one. Both sides are now in. We've got all the panels all tacked in place. Just need to seal those all up. We have the main panel here just resting in place. I also have the under panel, this one here, just making sure everything fits before we go. Like I say, we need to go think 2 steps ahead on this one all the time, just to make sure it's all going back in place. It will all fit together nicely. So we're nearly there. We're getting there with all of this repair. Right, that is all done, which is quite handy because I've just run out of welding gas. I'll tell you about that stuff in a minute, but all of this now is done. We have a coat of etched primer on top here, waiting for that to dry and cure, and then we are going to seal everything up here on top and below. Going to take no chances with this, making sure we are not going to get any more rust ever again in the future on this 308. Anyway, really cool, happy with that. No more rust back here, and it's just a case of bolting on some of the other bits and then just a few more little jobs back here. Gas wise, for your information guys, I tried 3 different blends really. First of all, we started off with the argon. That was simply because it was sent to me in error. I tried it anyway, it wasn't too great. We then quickly switched to the argon CO2 mixer, 80% argon, 20% carbon dioxide. Okay, not the best of the 3. It was definitely just the straight carbon dioxide that worked well on the Ferrari 308. Well guys, that is it. We have finally banished the rust monster from the back of this Ferrari 308. I'm really happy with how that turned out. It's a real nice feel-good factor knowing that I haven't got rot just eating away at the car back there. Anyway, I'm going to go away, seal it all up. We're also going to put some of this stuff on there that you guys recommended, the Pour 15. We are then going to just start rebuilding and bolting on a few of those other bits. My thanks to Stahlwerk for making such a great product. Obviously me as an amateur and being able to do that, really happy. But I mean, that kit is great for professionals as well. So hopefully I'll get to that professional level at some stage, but definitely not at the moment. Anyway, join me in the next one guys, where I will be bolting on things such as the manifold here and a few other bits, starting to rebuild it and hopefully getting this Euro conversion project back on track. Thanks for watching guys. Don't forget you can follow me on a daily basis over on my Instagram. I will see you shortly in the next one. Ciao for now.